Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what to expect out of this week's energy, how to make the most of it, and then we pull tarot cards at the end to build upon the messages and to bring you additional messages. This is a go-to tool for anybody who is sensitive to energy, who is impacted by the collective energy, the energy that impacts each and every one of us. You guys might have noticed I've tried to go live at least 3 times and am having the worst time. But finally we're here and I think that it's working. I see some people watching, so make sure you guys say hi. Make sure you let me know that you can hear me, see me, because this has just been kind of a nightmare getting this video up. But here we are. And I always say that what happens during a reading is part of the reading. And I already know this to be true out of this energy. Hi, Chelsea. Thank you. I already know this to be true out of this energy because it's very much hitting us with a lot of curveballs, a lot of things being unexpected, and things not going exactly the way that we planned, the way that we expected. So I think that this is so important that we acknowledge this energy. Definitely what I'm feeling as I'm trying to get this video up. And I think that it's important that we know that because it's taking us on a journey. I think that it's going to feel a bit confusing. It's going to feel a bit all over the place, very unexpected, although I think intuitively expected, if that makes sense, because I think that we intuitively feel a lot of these things before they're happening. It's taking us on a journey. I've been talking about for a little while this energy as we're working toward that eclipse season. So the eclipse season will start, that eclipse portal will start as we get into mid-October. So we have a little ways to go. And I think that's going to be a lot in and of itself as well. But there's this preparation for that time period. And I think that it's so important that we're taking a look at the things that are happening right now and recognizing that they are preparing us for something. They're preparing us for something better, for living our best life path. It's all good, but I think that it feels unexpected. I think that it feels like, where the heck is this gonna go? And there's a confusion around all of that. So preparing ourselves for that. But part of this preparation, part of what I'm finding is happening for people is that there is a clearing that's happening. We're creating space for this really transformational energy that we'll see with the eclipses, but we're already in the transformation. It's already happening for us. And so recognizing where your life is being transformed or where things are clearing out, things are shifting, things are changing. And I think that it's so important that whatever is clearing out, even if we don't like it, because I think that for a lot of people, number one, we don't like change, but number two, sometimes it doesn't feel great to not be part of that clearing process or be making that decision. But ultimately, we did make that decision. We made that decision on a soul level. And even if our human is like, I don't know why this is happening, I don't know why this is clearing out, or I really hate that this is clearing out, on some level, if we really tune in, we understand that it's clearing for a reason. And maybe we can even see the reason. We can see what we're being prepared for. So the advice around the things that are clearing or that we're feeling called to clear ourselves is to let it go, is to do our best. I know that we're human. I know that we struggle with that sometimes and that it's a process, but doing our best to intentionally choose to let it go. We have a full moon on Friday. Full moons for me are all about clearing, are all about release. And I think that this full moon, it's going to be in Aries. I think that it's going to empower us enough to be brave enough to let some things go. So I think that you're going to find, especially as we get closer to this full moon on the 29th, that we're going to be feeling the courage to clear what needs to be cleared, to let go of what needs to be cleared, to make decisions, to make changes, or to at least begin to lay down the foundation or the steps in order to allow for a change as we move closer into eclipse season. So I think that that's really important. There's a lot of moving parts here. There's a lot going on, and Sometimes these readings are going to feel like really personal readings for you because the energy is impacting us all in very specific ways. I don't feel that with this energy at all. I feel like it's very personal. And so it's impacting each and every one of us in our own personal ways. And that's always true, but I feel like that's especially true right now. So it's going to be really important for us to tune in and to ask ourselves, what do I feel like I'm being prepared for? Or what do I feel like is happening for me in my life right now that is preparing me for something different, something better, something maybe, I don't know, maybe we don't know what we're being prepared for. I think that's part of the challenge in this energy, is that in a lot of ways we maybe don't know what we're being prepared for. We just know that we're being asked to let go. We're being asked to release. We're being asked to let it change, let it shift. And we're watching so many things happening. It's like all of these things being moved around in our lives, and it can feel a little chaotic, or it can feel like, where is the solid ground underneath my feet, right? The solid ground underneath your feet is going to be created through finding balance, asking yourself, what do I need, and what's going to help myself and my life to come back into balance right now. There's so many different layers of work that we're doing. We've been working through like these different layers of work for a while. And it's like we're working on stuff from the past and stuff from the far deep past, like childhood stuff. We're working on, or continuing to work on, because we started this in these retrogrades, we're continuing to work on the present and what we need to change in order to create the future that we want. So it's just a lot, and there's a lot of layers, and releasing the past, and it's complicated. So I want you to pay attention to what feels like it's preparing you. And you don't have to understand what it is that you're being prepared for. I would also notice as we get closer to Friday and those days that are closely surrounding Friday, what's coming up for you? What is being cleared? What are you feeling called to clear? What are you feeling called to move past? All of that kind of stuff. And I also feel like with the energy, it's going to be important for us to be mindful about tempering our fire. So making sure that we're tuning into our fire in the ways that we're needing. So in the ways that we are needing to feel more empowered, more courageous, more creative, more excited about life again. And where do we also need to be mindful about not letting that fire get out of control? You know, whether that's through anger or outbursts, or letting our excitement of something take us so many steps ahead that we're rushing things, that we're not taking time to also be pragmatic and think things through and come up with a plan. So it's finding that balance, is tempering that fire around this full moon, and what do I need to do differently in order to support that? I think if we can use this energy, we can allow it to help us to be more courageous around the things that we need to change, around the things that we need to do. We've been working on breaking past the limitations from the past, and I feel like there's something this week that's just helping that to go to the next level. You might find that you're just not feeling so attached to the past anymore, or you feel like it doesn't bother me in the same way that it once did, or you're recognizing like one of the ways maybe that you have been limiting yourself, and recognizing that it's time to let that go, that doesn't serve you. Maybe you're seeing it for the first time, a limitation that you have, and you're seeing it clearly for the first time, and you're recognizing how it doesn't serve you and how we need to move beyond that. And in the midst of all this, I think that we have opportunities, right? So when I'm talking about preparation, it isn't just about like the shadow work and the challenges and having to clear stuff and having to release stuff. I also think it's like, what do you need to do to prepare yourself for your future, for your success? Like, I've been working on this thing that I've been attending and that I've been learning because it feels really important. It feels like an important foundation for the direction that I'm heading in. And I've also been becoming really aware, really, to be honest with you guys, through my own frustration and feeling burnt out on some things, I've been getting more and more clear about needing to make some adjustments to my schedule and to things that I'm doing and the way that I'm doing things, and needing to do that in a different way. And I think that that's collective. I think that that's something that all of us are starting to be aware of, like, where do I need to do things differently in a way that's going to honor the authentic path, the path that's authentic to me now, because we've done so much changing, we've done so much shifting, so much growth. And I keep saying this, but it's true. We're just not the same people that we were maybe even a week ago, right? So pay attention. And so I'll use my example. Rather than letting myself get too caught up in my own frustration, which I have definitely done that. I'll admit that to you guys. I definitely have done that. I've gotten too far into my head about that and let that just like get me to a place of feeling totally burnt out. And I don't, like, who does that serve, right? So instead, what I've become aware of today is like, I've got to take a look at this and I've got to make some changes. I've got to let it show me. I've got to let it lead me. And I think that this is the call as a collective, what it is that we're needing to do. So we can get caught up in that. We can let that shut us down. We can let it keep us stuck. We can let it put us in a space of feeling like a victim or poor me and wanting to stay stuck in that energy. And I think that we can visit the poor me if we need that, right? But there's no value in saying that staying in that energy, it's disempowering. So instead, okay, like, I don't like where this is at, so what am I going to do about it? Or inviting God in, inviting the universe in to help me to figure out what to do with it, right? Because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't quite know the answer yet, and I don't think I'm supposed to know the answer. I think this is part of my eclipse transformation, is to let that unfold and to let myself be shown what this is supposed to look like. And what's one of the best ways that God shows us? Through challenges, right? Showing us through the things that we don't want to have happen, or the things that we don't like, because it's a really great motivator in order to help us to create the changes that we need to make. Sometimes comfort doesn't lead to change. A lot of times comfort doesn't lead to change. And so I'm going to choose to use my discomfort and figure this out together with God. And I hope that we collectively are going to be doing that as well. So let's pull some cards for the week. Let me know how you guys are doing. Missed your comments. Let's see. Hi there, Chelsea. Say hi, let me know how you're doing. I'm curious what this energy looks like for you, because again, it is kind of general, but I just feel like we're working on some really personal, unique stuff here. So you may find that these themes that have come up throughout the course of your life, you know, that's what it is like we're learning our lessons, we're working through these themes, these things that we ourselves have been working on personally. You know, it might be an issue for you and it's not an issue for somebody else. So I think that that's why it feels so personal this week. So personalized, so much more personalized than it normally is. All right. Any guesses on some cards that we might pull? I'm not at all surprised by the ones I've pulled so far. So let's see where we're. Not at all. Totally makes sense. I feel like things have been weird. There's just been weird things happening. Yep. This energy is a metamorphosis. It's a transformation, and that's going to be fostered that much more in eclipse season. And then we know with eclipse season, that energy is going to be playing out over around the next 6 months after that as well. So quite a transformation we're going through. Be patient with ourselves, be patient with each other, be loving with each other. The Strength card, I feel like this is like, number one, reminding us of how strong we are. But this is like, I just feel like it's like we need to dig deep to be doing this work that we need to do. And I don't necessarily mean physical work or actual work, although in some cases that might be it, right? Like you might be like, I need to get these things done in order to get to the place that I need to be. How are you preparing, right? Maybe some of your preparation is actual work. I have had a lot of actual work that I've been working on, but it also feels important. It feels like that preparation for where I'm trying to go, where the universe is trying to take me. So what preparation do we need to do? And can we dig deep to do it? But also remembering that we don't have to be strong all on our own. We can lean on God. We can lean on the universe and let ourselves be supported. And so can we give some of this actual work, some of this spiritual work, whatever the work is that we're doing, can we give some of that to God? Can we say, hey, can you help me with this? I don't see this clearly. Can you show me the way? I don't know what to do next. Can you do this? Or can you help me? Can you just make this a little bit easier? I'm trying to make this change. I'm trying to do this thing. Can you support me in this? Can you make it easier? And I promise you, if it is meant for you, you will see signs in the direction of things moving to support you. Queen of Wands, let the moon strengthen you and empower you. I feel like there's a powerful energy around this full moon. And so can we let it, like I was saying earlier, give us the courage, but can we let it strengthen us and empower us? Can we let it also, like, I'm hearing and feeling like, can we let it remind us of why we're doing this in the first place? Or why we started on this journey in the first place? Or why we decided that we wanted these things for ourselves in the first place. Because there is a little bit of, and I like this energy actually in this way, there's a little bit of the need to be connected to our tenacity, to be connected to our courage, our strength, our, what's the word I want to use? There's a need to like stick it out a little bit, but also to not hold on too stubbornly to anything that wants to go, right? But if you know that it's something that's meant for you, to stick it out and to fight for, or to lay down the foundation to prepare for those things that we're wanting to create for ourselves. So what matters, what doesn't, and can we fight for the things that matter, right? And can we not let this energy break us, or not let these curveballs and these surprises lead us to a place where we believe that it's not possible, or that we give up because we have Nine of Wands in reverse. This is my don't give up card, right? So there are some things that while we need to choose to let some things go and to release things, we intuitively know what those are. And there are other things that we need to stand strong with, to not give up on, and to keep going. Maybe we've been trying to find a solution again and again and again, or we've been trying to like master a lesson or make something happen. And this is saying don't give up. If it's important to you, if it's important for your soul's journey, don't give up, because sometimes we have to stand strong in that energy. Sometimes we have to show the universe that this is what we really want, that we have a stubborn heart, that we want this so much, and that we're willing to do what it takes to bring us to that place. And sometimes that is going to require us to do the prep, to lay the foundation, to make it happen. So don't quit on yourself. The commitments that you made to yourself, honor those. right? The Queen of Wands never dishonors the commitments that she's made to herself because she knows she's worth it. She knows it's worth it. She knows that if she just keeps following the path of what lights her up, it's going to take her where she needs to be. And she doesn't let some illusion of some kind of setback or barrier or challenge throw her off her path because she's that confident. She knows that she can do it. This card is also about not holding on to things that we know it's time to let go of as well, right? Because there is in this energy, this feeling, I was saying this in my reading the other day, there's this sense of, are we holding on to things that no longer even exist, right? Are we holding on to like a job that, doesn't even exist in the same form? Are we holding on to a person who isn't even the same person anymore? We're not the same person anymore. So why do we expect that other people are going to be the same person? Are we thinking about stuff from the past that just no longer exists in the same form? And is it time to let it go? Because sometimes it's just time to let it go so that we create that space for something new. So where are we being stubborn with the things that on some intuitive level we know don't align for us anymore? Maybe it's a vision that you had for yourself. Maybe it's a goal that you had for yourself. Hell, I'm a Taurus. When I decide on a goal, it's that stubborn part of me. It's really hard for me to take a step back and say, you know what? Maybe that goal doesn't align for me anymore. Maybe I don't even want that thing anymore. That's hard for me. And I know that's hard for a lot of people, but I think that we have to take a real look at that and decide, is this worth it? Is it not? Do I still want this? Does it still align? And to let ourselves be okay if things are wanting to clear out. The Fool card in reverse, because we're preparing for the beginning of a new journey, but we're not quite there yet. We have to lay the foundation. We have to, what I'm hearing is part of the foundation for that is faith, right? We have to get our faith to a place where we will willingly, look at this fool. He's walking right off this cliff because he knows that God will catch him. We have to get our faith and our trust to a place where we will walk right off that cliff. And we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God's got our back. So notice the magic. Notice the ways that God, the universe, the divine, whatever you want to call that, is showing you how supported you are. And lean in and trust it. And listen. Listen to yourself. Listen to your soul. 3 of Pentacles. And let people help us, right? Let God help us. Let other people help us. Let ourselves be open to being supported in the ways that the universe is wanting to support us, or in the ways that other people are wanting to support us. We might in this energy have new ideas that are coming through, new ways that people are offering to support us, and there's kind of a stubborn energy. I'm not going to lie to you. So if we get caught up in that stubborn energy, we might not let that through. We might be like, no, that's a dumb idea. Or no, that's not something that I want to be doing right now. And really, intuitively, we know that it could be helpful to us, or that it might take some things off of our plate. And can we let other people take some things off of our plate, right? We don't have to control each and every little thing. It's okay to hand over some of the power, to hand over some of the control, and to let that be more collaborative, to let that be, again, letting maybe God help us with some of the things that we need to be helped with. The last card, transformation, the Death card. This is a beautiful transformation. The Death card never shows up for me in this deck as an actual death, right? But it's meant to represent the energy of death, the transformational nature of death. I think that maybe even on the other side of these eclipses, and certainly the energy that follows that, we may find ourselves showing up in a different form, showing up as a different version of ourselves. And it's not that we're we've been fake or haven't been authentic, but it's like, I think we're getting closer and closer to understanding who we authentically are. So can we let it transform us? Can we let this preparation that we're doing now bring us to a place where we are being transformed, where the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, where we're showing up in a different way? And that, you know, I'm just thinking about the way that maybe that feels really different when the caterpillar first comes out and, you know, he or she has wings, you know, how different is that, and how that might feel really strange at first. And I think that this is what we're preparing for, is to have our ducks in a row, to have things taken care of, so that when we go through the total transformation of things, that we at least feel prepared for that. And there's less of an adjustment that comes with that, because even the butterfly has an adjustment to make. Even if that's a beautiful thing, right? But there's an adjustment to make. I hope that makes sense. So those are your messages for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you made it all the way through this video, please like this video. Please comment below. It helps to support my videos. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps to support the channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.